Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I suggest to wait for a few minutes for the others to join, and then we will kick off. Okay, let us start. I think the others will join in a few minutes. So, hi once again, and we warmly welcome you at our webinar, where our experts will share with you some valuable insights concerning the modular approach, and moreover, will show how it works in practice. So, let me inform you that this session will be recorded, and we will share the video with you after this webinar. We also welcome your questions, and we will answer them after our session. And at the end of the session, we also want you to take a short survey. Let me introduce our speakers. So today we have with us Natalia Andreychuk, Viseven CEO. We also have Dennis Melnichuk, who's a lead product manager at Viseven and the person in charge of our flagship product called eWizard. And my name is Maxim Arslanov. I will moderate our today's session. And before we start, just a few words about Viseven. Viseven is a global MarTech service provider. We combine technology, expertise, innovation, and help the pharmaceutical companies to design, implement, and execute their marketing operating models at scale. So today you will hear and see lots of interesting content. And I would like to give the floor to Natalia. And Natalia, personalization in today's environment, in today's conditions, is really a challenge because the struggle for attention and struggle for delivering the right content to right people is really an issue for many of us. So how do you address this challenge?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Maxim. Share my screen. And thank you for the question. By the way, personalization is a great problem to have. Why I say that it is a great problem to have, I'm really serious about that and love this picture, this image. You can see it's really well known. You can see how different people experiencing the engagement and in the different situations, scenarios, and how this experience might be differently perceived from what was expected actually. And yes, it is a nice problem to have, because if you're actually having a problem of personalization, talking about content, so today then you already passed the other questions, which are certainly as interesting as personalization. So what question could be? So questions like, we don't know how much content we have, so it's not about you. Our content is all over the place. We have homegrown content, a system to publish the content. We have not assigned owners to our content. We know that our users see a link to a fee schedule from 1997 while they're searching in Google, or we never delete anything, just in a case. And personalization is a very nice topic, but we're not ready for it. So if we are talking today about personalization, so means that we passed all of these scenarios, and now we are just thinking about where to start. And starting personalization topic is impossible without highlighting how omnichannel can affect it. And omnichannel is an approach which is totally different from the multi-channel, is just can't survive without providing tailored content at every point of the engagement inside customer journey. That's why these two topics are very closely aligned, connected, and contrasting to the multi-channel approach. Omnichannel embodies all the connected models to consumer experience, and that's why personalization is a great problem to have. But let's think, whom do we have today on our call? There is a quick question to you guys, if I may ask this question. Let's identify your current status. There are three questions or statements on this list. Please read them carefully. I will pronounce them for you as well. And just put a number in the chat, which one is more appealing to you or describing your current situation. The first one is about, we are in the beginning of building advanced content strategy in our organization, challenging the framework of closed-loop marketing plus taxonomy and structured system of meta target for the future content data orchestration. This is the number one. The second number is about, we are in the beginning of building advanced modular content strategy in our organization, challenging personalization topic and its impact on agility of omnichannel customer journey. And the number three, we have successfully implemented modular approach as the essential part of our content strategy, and now we are building the automation around personalized content generating and publishing engine as the know-how to omnichannel approach. Three different statuses. Please put your answers into this chat. Why do we need them? According to your answer, we will be building the dynamic agenda of this webinar, and it depends whom do we have the most, number ones, number two, or number threes. It will help us to bring the scenario or the total conversation into the right direction. So all the numbers will be welcomed. So personally, I think about number two.
Okay, don't be shy. Put the numbers. Okay, we have one answer 3. We have 2 answers 1. But yeah, we have the majority of 2s. So the 2 gets the gold today.
Excellent. Thank you so much. That's so a relief, because my my secret, I was more prepared to the number 2. So let's have a little bit more context to how we will be showing more hands-on experiences today. We will be showing the demos and the videos, but before I am spoiling all of this, let me share a little bit of findings which we made together with our colleagues surfing with the modular approach implementation through 2021, and probably we'll be doing this exact approach into 2022 as well. So the classic landscape of advanced content strategy is very well-known approach, like plan, assess, define, design, build, publish, measure, and optimize. So how it is different while we are starting to think about all of this in the context of modularity of the content creation, with the personalization in mind, and with the optimization of the future know-how and even content auto generation. So from our experience, this modular approach plus personalization touches all the stages of content strategy, and starting from the number 1, when we are planning our team, we have to define precisely who is responsible in the team for such pieces of work as modular, as taxonomy and tagging, as data analytics, as personalization. There have to be people which are completely devoted and free to be run these particular topics. The whole game depends on them. The second thing, once we are assessing all the essence of the content which is in our possessions, we are paying all the attention on the content types, on the customer needs, but we also have to assess properly what systems and technology we do have in place. So we have to understand, whenever we have as a good baseline the proper offering tool, how we are going to automate taxonomy and tagging, or we are going completely manual with this task. Are we ready for advanced analytics? Have we build the very advanced data lake? Are we prepared for the advanced data journey in the end? So this assessment, I know these are details, but knowing them from the day one will help us to define what systems have to be in place, what people have to be involved, and how the integration should look like. So designing all this solution means we will be understanding the architecture of how our systems have to provide us the automation before the realization starts. We will really know what we need to serve through this approach safely. Then building, it means like this is the completely new way of building the content, right? Because we are affecting as the upstream, so the downstream. So upstream, I mean, like we know that modules, they are starting with design, so it is a little bit too late to produce the governance for the creative team when the brand identity and ready, and the designs for all the brands are approved and ready, and then down the road you are dealing with a lot of technical issues and making the consideration that this approach might be not working on your domain. But indeed, we have to plan a little bit earlier. We have to start to think about modular from the creative work, because decoupling creative from coding, it is the known automation. Like coding is less heavy lifting, so can be optimized betterly without big sacrifice, especially being agile and having a lot credit in the technology. And optimization on the upstream means in design. So we have to optimize as much as possible the work of creative. Like I think we can touch here publishing as well. So what we are doing usually, and we figured out, it's a huge relief for creative agencies to have the optimization of the publishing mechanism once the creative pieces are ready to publish them to the approval system, is usually a very manual work, which is no bringing value and very costly in the end. So this optimization publishing upstream is really something we can provide as the I would say a benefit of the approach to the vendors, as to the pharma companies, as to the customers. And the next publishing mechanism, when the final tactics are ready, there are a lot of systems usually connected to the digital asset management, and even inside one organization might be several content management systems are in place, also marketing automation system and the others. So this publishing of the final piece have to be severely modernized and automated. It should be no longer a manual process, but as just push a button, right? And yes, we of course have to measure and have to optimize. So this is a known fact. So that's a little bit contextual, but how it look as we go and implement as the plan. So Indeed, it is how it looks from our experience. I'm very frequently mentioning tonight that it is our experience means the other can ask questions in the end. Maybe there was something different. So we distinguish three big stages of the modular approach launch, which is the first one is modular and personalization approach. The first one is the building the foundation, which means usually it could be a form of the proof of concept or MVP, usually a very small in time and in budget project. We're starting small, maybe on one brand, couple of channels, or even one brand, one channel, one location. We really identify the personas, we establish the needed content, templates, modules. We are checking, establishing the rules, work on taxonomy and tagging to be done. We develop all the needed content around. We execute the journey, and the team execute the live changes inside each piece of the journey and see the deviations. And once it's executed, we announce that this launch stage or foundation is completed as a POC. But what has to be next? And yes, we do have detailed plan, but in high level, we have to still provide a bit of testing. So means like we test the existing content, plus we are not stopping to provide more content because the scaling looks like we have to involve more brands, right? We have to scale wide, invent more brands, more locations. We are identifying the additional content areas after the first cycle is over, the thing where we can really enhance the content for upsell and cross-sell. That means it's not really reuse repurpose on the bigger pieces, but it is enhancements in the existing content. That means it is rather content management than the content development. I really stress on this because through my experience, I still today know the companies whose production of the rep triggered email might take like 2 months, and this is really like the message for them that we need to implement this on the smaller grade to see how far away you can be from these metrics, producing the change in a matter of 2 hours instead of 2 months. And then, of course, we're testing customer journeys, optimizing them through the content optimization. We roll out an enhanced personalization inside every channel. This is the next year experience. And of there is continuation, which we call enrichment of this experience. Enrichment of experience means we all know that there are more channels today, right? The digital communication is evolving a lot, and there are new and new channels appearing in front of us every day on our doorstep. So what we need to do, so we need to integrate as many new content channels as possible, because our customers want to communicate in some new messenger. The chatbots are becoming extremely popular, or some other things which will be pop up tomorrow. So we will need to integrate into our omnichannel strategy. Then we are continue to create together with all the vendors the content. We reuse the templates and the content packs which were pre-created on the foundation stage, and we are continuing developing it. We are using the foundation with all the system in place, and we are leveraging the new technologies like Amazon providing us today, and together with such partners as us, maybe we can leverage the new technology which allows to auto-generate, auto-suggest what modules are better to go together, what type of the buying persona expects which type of the content combination tomorrow, and we are ready to optimize all the needed content per business need, per our customer stage or statuses. When we understand, even on the patient side, we can understand tomorrow much better when the person goes into clinical trials, as an example, and then we can really provide better content, foundation, and support around all the theory. This is the high-level plan, and of course we have much more in detail to all of this. I think if you don't have questions so far, I can jump to the some prerequisite, which might be a piece of Danny's job today, but I can't be silent because to execute even that what I mentioned already, very high level, our content need to be intelligent. We need to make a certain effort so to understand that only the operating with intelligent content, we can reach the status we have mentioned in our question on the slide we shared before. So what is intelligent content look like? So it is absolutely structurally rich, semantically categorized, and automatically discoverable as the result, reusable, reconfigurable, and adaptable content. I need to repeat it, I'm sorry, because too much today, the content is just stuck in the formats that do not allow to easily reshare, reuse, repurpose. This content can't be used in the various channels. In this case, this framework is like a checklist, so that if we think about the intelligent content, I very much unlike, I would say, the word framework, but it is a framework how you can check and build the status of your content as intelligent content. So it is the first step to get it modular. Yes, Maxim, I see you have a question.
Yes, Natalia, thank you very much. But I would like just suggest to move from a high level to more details. And could you please split that modular approach into components and show us what this puzzle consists of?
And you see, and everyone can guess that I was very much pre-prepared to your question, because there how the module graphically is structured. The most important pieces are shown there: the channel agnostic templates, flexible components library, and structure of tagging and key messages. The role of the templates is paramount. It can't be undermined because they keep the specific technical and brand rules needed to be kept by the template in order to follow the certain channel technical requirements, keeps the number of devices and operating systems in mind, as well as the brand identity, including graphical representation, together with the brand guides. Then we can see that the components library allows, despite all the standardization, allows to be creative, given the ability to reuse and repurpose the graphical elements proved to be used for one final asset to be assembled in the certain channels. And channel agnostic models and blocks with combination is certainly be pre-approved and stored in digital asset management system with available rendition and graphical representation. And this is showing how it actually works, because the final system of key messages and tagging assembled around the modules, which is placed in the right template, is the orchestra, which is going to be represented on the content stream as this one, right? So it is the example of the content stream. You can see the target audience, the key message, the content type connected by efficacy topic, 3 modules with different claims, and they are placed accordingly into this type of the whenever if we go into the orchestration, and you can see how it exactly works. So you can really create highly traceable content with the messages, highly traceable messages, which is delivering value, because we're not speaking about the data which is delivered by channel, but the data which is delivered exactly via content itself with its messages. And this system in the better representation, I would say you can follow the multiple channel, the same content module with the same one content tag, which is placed in the because of the templates existing upon the different types of the content, the e-detailer, the approved email, and the printed material here. So you can see how it can look like in the different templates, but how we attract it exactly. So this a little much more in detail, specifically where you see here is the ID numbers of each exactly key message, and the traceability is going from creating all of these modules, assembling them for the right channel through the and system, like they can be used in the I would say for remote communication, they can be used for communication face to face on the website, but the analytics is highly traceable, and we can recognize these messages, not the channel specifics which we are already tracking. It's not know-how, but the messages and their connections. So this is how actually it works. And I think we are going much more in detail, and we are ready to pass the word maybe to Dennis to bring some videos, evidence of these integrations in Flash. Maxime, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's the right time to give console to Dennis. So Dennis, you're now the cap, and you should navigate us through the details and show us how it works.
Thank you, Natalia. Thanks, Maxime. Please bear with me for a second while I enable my screen share, and hopefully you can see it by now. Can you?
Yes.
Perfect. Of course, we all know that modular won't happen overnight, and unfortunately, the organization will take a couple of important steps in order to get to there. So this is why we've designed this journey that I'm about to introduce you to, and basically we applied this journey on a number of customers already, and we can also help your organization progress through this journey in order to get to much desired modular content. And actually, I will share some of the details how it's done.
Dennis, you are muted.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so this is the journey that we are about to share to you that will help your organization progress towards the modular approach and personalization. And these are the important stages that you need to cover before you can really say that you are truly modular. So as you see, we've split them into a couple of stages, numbered 1 to 11. And first one is, of course, the prerequisites. For us, it's mostly the discovery and definition stage, where we pull as much information about your organization, processes, people, roles, technical stack, and things like that. And I won't go into further details, so you can see some of the items listed here for the prerequisite stage. But next two stages, they can actually happen in parallel, and those are the master template preparation and digital asset management system setup. So as for the templates, Natalia has already covered some details about that. So what templates are, what components and blocks are, and how you can use them in order to provide more structure to the content that you create across multiple channels. As for digital asset management setup, in today's demo, we're going to be demonstrating it using the Viva Vault product. And in a couple of seconds, you will understand why. So for today's demo, again, we're going to assume that we have already covered this 3 stages, we are ready to dive deeper into the 4th one, which is global content creation. So this is where we will combine the elements of the provided infrastructure like templates and digital asset management integration. And then we'd be helping you to create this very first asset using the new technical stack. Once you create that, you would be able to progress to the 5th one, which is the global content review and approval. Of course, you cannot push anything out of the door without the MLR guys first checking it and verifying everything. So this is an important step that we can contribute to and actually connect the content development flow within your organization to the MLR flow as well. Once these 2 steps are done on the global level, this is where your local guys can step in, and actually they have 2 options here as well. So they can either start creating their own content using the templates provided on the 2nd stage, or we can suggested, recommended in a way more efficient way, they can also transcreate the global content on this stage as well. So for that, they will be using the assets that you've created here on stages 4 and 5. But basically, regardless of the way that and the approach that they take, they still need to approve this very content on the local level. This is why we have this 8th step in here. And once the review and approval is done on the local level, same as the global team, they can start distributing this content to the target audience with the help of the 9th stage, which is content deployment and tracking. So basically, these 9 steps, they bring you closer to a much desired goal, which is personalization, and more details start to unravel here. But I would like also to point out that we have this 11th stage, which is data enrichment, connection, and relations. So this is not the thing that you can do once and forget about it, because all the steps done on the stages above it, they will actually contribute to data enrichment. So different events like creating global content, distributing that global content, again, localizing it on the local level and doing things like that, they will generate the data entry points that can provide you with the insightful information about the process and about the content. So actually how things circulate on a global to local scale within your organization. And this is what this 11th element is responsible for. So again, each of the stages here, they have way more steps in them, but as for the overall hierarchy and the high-level view, I guess it at least provides you with some context. So let's dive deeper into details, which is the nitty-gritty things that everyone is interested in. Before diving into videos, I will briefly try to explain the infrastructure that we're going to be presenting here. And again, as I've mentioned, for today's demo, we're going to be using the integration between 2 systems, our platform eWizard and also Viva Vault Pro. So first of all, why this integration? Basically because Vault has a really wide spread across the industry overall, plus many of the customers that we actually work with. So that was an obvious choice for us. And also added to that, we are the technical and content factory partner of Viva. So we help them in leveraging the full potential of modular approach across as many customers as possible. So in terms of the responsibilities, so let's discuss the DUM system first. So of course, it will remain responsible for the references library. So this is the place where all the case studies, clinical trials, some poll results, and other things that you're going to refer to will be kept, and it remains unchanged. The other thing that will be hosted there is also key messages and claims library. If you'd like to get the insightful information about how your content actually performs, you'd have to connect your modules to claims. And for that, you need a centralized storage where you can manage those claims and connect different bits of content to those claims. So this is one important thing there as well. Of course, it will deal with the access configuration of and questions like who's seeing what, when, why, in what region, what's accessible to certain people depending on their role and things like that. But what's going to be added to that, and I assure you that most of you don't have this item as of right now, those are the module object and module approval document. So starting with April this year, these are the new types of entities that are available involved. And actually, these are the things that we are using on our end in order to report modular approach end-to-end. So module object is actually a technical entity, I would say. This is basically a container for all the information that can be pulled by eWizard and any other authoring tool or platform. And as for module approval document, this is the document that is generated from a module object and provides the material that can go to MLR, similar to what you are now doing with e-detailers, emails, and other types of content. So that MLR can review and approve this particular module individually without the need to review the whole content piece consisting out of a couple of modules. So if you do the approval for these modules ahead of time and MLR is totally aware of what is happening, what stuff you are using, it greatly influences and speeds up the MLR moving forward. So as for the user platform responsibilities here, of course, as the content authoring solution, we are responsible for creation of templates and components and blogs as the elements of those templates. And again, Natalia has touched based on that, so I won't dig deeper. As well, we're going to be helping you with fetching modules from DAM system and actually using it in your content. And again, we will dive deeper into that in a sec. And also, one of our key responsibilities is actually publishing that content back to the digital asset management system for review and approval, and of course, to the target system for distribution. So if you'd like to get your content into the marketing automation platform for emails, or let's say into your CRM, CLM combination for e-detailers, this is what the user is going to cover for that. And if that's more or less clear, I suggest progressing to the thing that is of utter importance for you, which is how do I create content with the use of modules. So here we're going to start with the global content creation, and for that I'm going to start with showing you what modules actually look like inside Vault. Since again, not all of you are having this functionality available right now. So the first thing you think of is actually going into library and finding modules there, but unfortunately it doesn't work that way. In order to work with the modules, you need to have access to business admin interface of VivaVault, and you need to enable the module object that I've already mentioned. So here, all content module section is available, and this is basically the place where you can find all the modules that were created across your organization. So again, here you can either scroll through them or search through them, and I will just use one module as an example how they are actually represented as module object. So now you see the module object, and here we have a couple of sections for the information that go along with the module itself. So first is obviously the details. This is basically where the module is connected to certain things like products, countries, and other things, and have some basic metadata here. So in case you'd like to have something more or follow the existing taxonomy, of course, it could be improved and tailored as per your organization as well. Next section here is content module claims, and I've already mentioned that connecting the modules to claims is really important because for one claim, you can have multiple modules at once. Let's say they are created for different personas, for different perspectives, different use cases, and things like that. So you need to connect them and basically govern the whole hierarchy here. So you see that here we have one claim connected to this particular module, and of course you can connect existing or create new ones. But this is what the claim out of VivaVault claim library looks like. And what is the most important thing here is the match tag. Because once you use a module with any content and publish it back to the system for the approval, system can parse all the exact matches for this very match tag. And if you have the appropriate connection between module, claim, and the reference, the system can also automatically add all those references to the material that you provided. And this is what is working based on Viva's technology called automatic claims linking, or ACL, but this is how you can leverage that. So with that being said, let's jump back into the module and dive deeper into the second section, which is content module document assets. And this is where you can connect module to all the component assets and media files like images, videos, audios, and things like that. So you can combine those in order to support a certain claim. And here you see that those assets are classified in a certain way, like image, data, video, audio, things like that. You can even preview those things in DAM and see what they are all about. And this builds the bridge between the module and the DAM portion of your vault, taking it to another level as well. So next section here is the text element. So here you can store individual text. There's not necessarily the media asset or document itself, but still you can also add those texts and classify them accordingly, like header text, main text, supporting text, whatever. And I'm just showing you the example here. So you just have small passage of text. And one of the most important sections here as well is the section regarding content module rule set. So this is basically a place where you can build the what is called business rules for your organization of how you use modules across the company. So again, you can have multiple modules in one claim, and basically those can serve different purposes. So this is the place where you will define, let's say, that you cannot use module X without module Y, and this is a must. Or let's say you can use module X and module Y together, but this is not a strict rule. Or let's say you should never use module X with module Y because they are different in the perspective, scope, use case, or whatever. So this is where you can specify things like that. And moving forward, we're gonna parse them and help you with certain decision based of the rules that you have in here. So this is how modules basically look like in Viva Vault. And once you add them, you can proceed to the next step, generating the approval document for them. So the approval document is, again, the regular type of material that can go to MLR personnel to take a look at this module and see whether they are good with approving what is defined there. The assets, should they go together? Can you use it in the form and fashion that you've defined in here? And things like that. So again, this is the document that MLR is going to be looking at in order to approve those modules ahead. And again, this is more or less all the infrastructure around modules involved. And once you add as many modules as you need, and once you connect them to certain claims, you are ready to go with creation of global content out of the modules that you already have. So let's progress with that probably. So now I'm going to be adding these modules into the content while creating the global content example in front. So we've already created the module, so I can simply copy the name of it. I'm going to jump into eWizard and create the email as an example. Same thing apply for e-detail and landing pages and whatever. You can create whatever channel you like to. So here I'm just providing the basic metadata and information about the newly created global material, and the country is obviously global here as well. So the system will create the content piece for me out of the template that we have. And as part of that template, I can work with the structure by simply dragging and dropping different elements like blocks. And this way I can easily build the whole structure of the content piece I'd like to use. So then I can select the block itself, and now I will be finding for the proper module that we already created in Vault. And for that, of course, I can use filters, and we can add as many filters as needed because they are highly configurable, so we can tailor them to your need. But also you can directly find for the particular module if you know what you're looking for. We even have this right sidebar providing basic information about the module. So you can quickly check whether it's a right one, and you don't need to jump between walls and eWizard all the time to do so. So then simply click add, and now you see all the text elements, images, components, rules, and all things like that that you previously had stored in Vault pulled directly into the block. And this is where form meets the meaning, and actually this is how your module will look like in an image. So the only thing that I'm left to do here is basically replace some sample tags that I have in the template with the valid tags that I'd like to address through my target audience. So I'm simply copying and pasting some of the messages I'd like to start with, and then I have the module. So now I'm ready to save this content piece, and actually this is where we can progress with it. So again, next step, as you remember, is approving this very global email that I created just now. So for that, it's as simple as a couple of steps like selecting the appropriate content piece. Again, this is the one that we've just created in front of you. And once I'm ready, I just need to click publish, select the destination, which is Vault's PDF in this case, log into the system providing the valid credential. This will help authenticate my publish and actually give access from our platform into Viva directly. Here I can also select the environment because eWizard support multi-environment workflows, like if you have, let's say, sandbox, production, or whatever other environment, regional one in the company, we can publish from one eWizard instance to all of them, or multiple, depending on the choice here. And once the environment is selected, what you need to do is actually select this toggle, which is called a highlight module. You'll see the effect of that a bit later. And then just click your new submission and proceed to the next step. So here, again, all the metadata that you currently see on your screen is actually pulled from Vault. So this makes sure that any submission that you do with the help of the eWizard platform actually follows all the existing naming convention, taxonomy, business rules, and things like that. And you see that certain fields are mandatory, and we can tailor that to your requirements and the specifics of your organization. But once that is done, you are good to publish, and this is where the system will build the PDF for you automatically. So no need for you to export, import, upload files manually. eWizard will take care of all of that stuff. And all the metadata that you've provided is going to be pushed into the target system together with the PDF material that we generate. So it takes a while, and once it's done, you have a direct link to Viva Vault that you can follow and see the results of your publish. So this time you see that it has the metadata that we actually provided. It also relates to a certain country, which is global here, product, things like that. But now you see the effect of that highlight module team, which says that in this particular PDF, we have a module, and which particular module is also stated in here, but we also label it as pre-approved. So in case as a user, if you have a corresponding permission and you go ahead and do some modifications to the module after you pulled it into the eWizard editor, we will label it as modified. And this will give a highlight to the MLR guys that this is no longer a pre-approved thing, and you need to pay additional attention to it. So again, the module that has been used as part of this email creation is also linked to the PDF, so you can follow the link and check the module itself. So basically, we return to the point where we started with, but being the MLR guy, I can quickly review the whole module and make sure that it is what it is, nothing has been changed or updated. And actually, I have pre-approved it previously, and now you are good to go and use it in your email creation. So now, again, the module together with the content piece is published as PDF. The MLR is reviewing it, and once they are covered with their portion, you basically get the approved material involved that you can proceed with and distribute it further down the line to the local agency. But the overall benefit for the MLR process streamlining is currently on your screen. So as you've seen, this highlight mechanism allows your MLR guys not to review, let's say, 100 slides within the e-detailer. and checking it letter by letter, but instead seeing only the stuff that has been modified, that hasn't been pre-approved as a module ahead of time, and now you just need to pay attention to, let's say, 2 to 5 slides that were created, updated, or not necessarily were created out of modules. So again, this greatly improves the quality of the MLR, doesn't distract them from checking irrelevant stuff, and also speeds up the whole process so you can improve things in a matter of hours or days instead of doing that for days and months, as we all know that you have sometimes to do right now. So again,
Okay.
Sorry for interrupting. It's a great deal of demo. Maybe we have some questions from the audience, because we are having 8 minutes left of scheduled time. So maybe we need to skip the outcomes, so go there briefly and just get the questions.
Okay, let's do it. So I will quickly fast forward through the local area. This is where, again, you need, sometimes you need to create the local equivalent of the existing modules, and it's as easy as make a copy and update the text with the text for your particular region. After those local modules are also available in Vault, you'd be able to pull them into local content pretty much the same way as it is done on a global level. For that, we have our make a copy, edit in eWizard functionality available, and you can use that. So directly from Vault, you can click that edit in eWizard button and edit the copied global material. And with that, basically, you are ready to replace the global asset and the text and update the content with the local things that are relevant to you for your particular region. Once that is done, you basically need to provide this local content piece for another set of review and approval on the local level. Here, our publish will help you again. And once you publish the local piece for approval and get that approval from the MLR guys, you are good to go and publish the interactive package into the target system. That's another type of publish supported here in our platform. And as you see, it is consistent across global to local scale, like one country to another, and even channel to channel. So everything works pretty much the same way, and the sequence is consistent across the board. So it's really easy to adopt and spread across your organization using the platform itself. And speaking about the outcomes, I will probably quickly fast forward to that. So Natalia, you are good to go ahead with that.
Yeah, thank you very much. I know, like, there is a no-brainer. We are reducing time to market because this is all because of the automation, and we are making especially for the emails, rep-triggered emails, broadcast, and the landing pages 3 times faster at least. We also reducing the costs because we do a lot of we propose a lot of options instead of manual work. We have a lot of buttons, just to click the button to optimize the thing. We have do-it-yourself option, which is challenging the digital content factory. So addressing the challenge of the manual work, we are providing the tooling and the optimization on the levels which are librarians. They instead of 100% of manual job, it will be 20 manual and 80 optimized in terms of tagging and providing it by our system. And as well, it is a big fun because you have the option to make the change and to push the button to push to the approval, something which is really doable without serious technical possessions. If we can change this slide to the next one, Maxim, I will just summarize where is our position as the Viseven, the company who created eWizard, a platform. Actually, we have been showing together in combination with Viva, because maybe you haven't been seeing how Viva Vault PromoMeds was very nicely shifting to 𝐬𝐻𝐸𝐵𝐻𝐸, and you were not even recognizing where 𝐬𝐻𝐸𝐵𝐻𝐸 begins and the Viva takes over. But this is the integration which is in place today, and where we are really working as content as a service, provide not just an offering solution, but kind of a connector for your content to be as intelligent as possible. You remember the slide, the intelligent content, right? So we are providing this opportunity for you and for your content, and bringing this connection with the helping you to build really advanced modular content strategy with the next level of auto tagging, with the auto generation, auto suggestion in mind, and the high personalization for every message you want to send to the particular channel. This is us, Viseven, with our platform 𝐬𝐻𝐸𝐴𝐻𝐸, and we're open for your question since we have 3 minutes.
Thank you, and we have some in our chat. So the first question is, thank you so much for sharing such valuable insights. But what shall I do if I do not have Viva Vault and use, for example, MedComs? So Natalia, I will ask you to answer this question.
Me, I will pass to Dennis. Dennis is more.
Okay. So
yeah,
speaking about PromoMats and MedComs, there's one important thing that you need to consider. So I've already mentioned the April release that has been done by Viva, and this is the update that influenced purely PromoMats. So this module object and module approval document infrastructure has been added there, while it hasn't been added into MedComs. So unfortunately, you won't be able to leverage the full potential of the setup in MedComs, but that's probably an upgrade for you that will open new broader horizons that are there together with modular approach and the rest of the automatization available there.
Okay, thank you, Dennis. The next question is, what if our company does not use the claims library? So what should we do?
I think you have to use it, because this is what I have been showing in one of the slides. This is the main point from where you will be able to trace and to track every message, every claim, and where all the ID will be signed to. So this is the way how you make your content traceable, intelligent, and it can be the question how you create those library if you are non-Viva user, but it's certainly the way. Dennis, what do you think?
So of course, we can integrate with whatever system that's out there and having the publicly accessible API, but I guess here you need to consider the fact that it will influence the project timelines as well as some of the technical challenges probably. So in terms of Viva, we already have this connection in place and we can leverage it to full potential as of like today, tomorrow. While for the custom integration, it will take a while and a little bit of analysis on our end, but still it's possible.
Excellent answer. Couldn't say any more.
Thank you. We have 2 more questions. Is eWizard designed around email only, or can it be used to build resources for other channel types, for example, banners, mobile alerts, websites, etc.?
Oh, that's a very good question. What do we have right now? We have emails for both types, rep, triggered, and broadcast. We have landing pages. We have iDetails. We have simple document type, which is suitable for banners. Dennis, what do you want to add? Oh, we have mobile applications. Like you
For
can
sure,
build complete
and
mobile
we are
application.
also we are also expanding the list in terms of banners and social media ads for different messengers as well. So WeChat in particular is the one that we already have. The remain will come up shortly, like WhatsApp, I don't know, Viber, whatever else is out there. We are still considering the chances here. But as you see, we definitely have at least 3-4 channels that are available as of right now, and there are many more to come.
WeChat is very exciting. We are already testing it, and we would love to test it with to test it more in the next year. So let's try.
So if you want to communicate with the Chinese market, you're welcome next year. And we have one more question regarding the channels. In regards to channel distribution, can it push to channels like SFMC or WordPress?
Okay, I can take the first part, the easiest part, the
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes. Okay. So Salesforce Marketing Cloud, right? So Salesforce Marketing Cloud is one of the first marketing automation tool which was embedded into eWizard and integrated. And we already have a number of projects where we are connecting the Viva, Vault, Promoments and as a digital asset management system together with the Salesforce Marketing Cloud, and we do have a lot of I would say adjustments to the content before it appears in Salesforce Marketing Cloud as the easiest part. And this project was firstly created like 3 years ago, right? It's long time ago. And WordPress, this I will pass to Dennis because it is probably the deal in making. It has connection is there, but we're still progressing, and part of this is our backlog. Dennis, is yours.
Yeah, Natalia, you are right. So the WordPress, Drupal, Joomla, and other Adobe Experience Manager and other content management systems, they are in the pipeline for the upcoming year. And the complexity there is basically not all of the organizations they wish kind of ditching the existing editor that they have in that platform and shift into eWizard. But again, if you wish to have as many channels in eWizard as possible, that's totally doable. We're progressing in that direction. And returning back to SFMC, there we can publish 2 types of channels of right now. So broadcast emails and community pages, the landing pages, they are good to go into Salesforce Marketing Cloud as of right now.
Excellent answer, Dennis. I just want to add about this Adobe. We do have the connection, and all the rest. I would say the content management systems, they are having the advanced editors on their own, right? So, and this is the game where and how you want to be connected. If you are not pursuing the way, like you will be making significant changes in the system. So, like only final tactics, it is an easy project to realize. So, but it has to be, as Dennis mentioned, decided on the level of content strategy. So it has to be a design question of that cycle I have shown before. So in design, if you decide so that the modules and templates are to be created, assembled in eWizard, and only final tactics to be applied in the final destination as different CMS. So this is just a very simple connection. But if you want to use them as a more heavier editor, so that has to be triaged and discussed, and that is down in the pipeline of our tasks for the next year, probably Q2.
Okay, thank you, Natalia. We're a little bit out of time, so we still have some questions, but I think that
we can have them. Let's have them if we have this. I think 5 minutes. If somebody wants to jump, we will still have a recording, but I think it's easier to handle them since we are all on.
Okay. So then the next question is how to build or arrange taxonomy and tagging, and how much effort does it require?
It's a rhetoric question to me, because I think it's a lot of effort, and it depends on how many brands do you have, and I was talking about the proof of concept, just to try something new. Or we talk about standardization. So it's a little bit triggering the other questions. Dennis, please.
So talking about taxonomy, definitely that's an important subject within any type of proof of concept or whatever. Thing is that we have intentionally included it as one of the prerequisites within the discovery and definition stage. So this is definitely a subject we're going to discuss with the customer. And this will require a certain alignment in terms of what technology stack you have, like what systems are in place for different channels, things like that. But we definitely will go over through all of those systems, checking what fields are used where, why, who uses them, how. Probably you have some analytics already in place that we'd like not to disturb. And after we align on all of that, we usually come up with the solution. Like this is I would say the best taxonomy that you can build across the technical stack that you have. And then we teach eWizard system how to contribute to that. So for certain elements, we can automate them and include as part of, let's say, of publishing procedure. So you cannot push something into the system without making sure that everything is like 100% compatible, all fields are there, everything is totally fine. And as I've already mentioned, the fields that you have as part of the publish, they are directly pulled from the system. So let's say in case your Viva admin or marketing automation platform admin goes into the system and adds another option into the list of countries or whatever, we don't have to reset or reconfigure things on our end. So we will, by the time you do the next publish, we will pull that update into our platform. If it's a major change, like completely changing the set of fields that you have for a certain document type or something like that, that of course may trigger the updates on our end. But again, most of the questions like that, they are communicated as part of the discovery and definition stage. Hopefully that makes sense.
Okay, thank you. We had one more question regarding WeChat, but we heard the answer. So that's all. Well, if no questions anymore, so we thank you for coming today, and we wish you Merry Christmas and all the best in the upcoming years. Yeah, and see you next year.
Happy Christmas to everyone, and may the next year be happy and much more, I would say, social for all of us and healthier. Thank you very much for listening and being with us in this very busy and very fantastic time. Thank you.
Thank you for your attention, guys.
Yeah, bye-bye.